So before we start, I just want to say that this is not a sponsored video, but shout out to Portillo's for always cheering me up with their chocolate cake shakes. Real ones know. Hey guys, what's up? This is Diego here at Cinemageddon Reviews. So, I'm sorry for my absence lately. I haven't been feeling myself over the past few days, but I'm here now, and I'm here to talk about something that I haven't actually talked about in quite a bit. It's The Walking Dead. So this isn't something that I normally do when it comes to TV shows. When I like a TV show or when I really hate a TV show, I like to review them one season at a time, or I usually review the whole thing in one video, like I did with The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or WandaVision. But every once in a while, something happens, something very special happens, and I have to express my thoughts on just how good or bad a particular thing is. So here we are. So, The Walking Dead just dropped their on-screen adaptation of Here's Negan. For those who don't know, this is Negan's origin story. This is how he went from being a nice guy to someone that we completely were devastated by when he murdered Glenn 3 seasons ago. And then one season later, Scott Gimple murdered the show. May it rest in peace. So from what I understand about the original adaptation, which I haven't read, this deviates very, very seriously from the original comics. The Walking Dead show has deviated a lot of times from the comics in the past. As some of you may know, characters like Daryl and Merle Dixon, who weren't in the comics, became fan favorites. Certain story arcs that they deviated from actually improved over the original source material, and some of them were damn near unwatchable. And overall, it's safe to say that The Walking Dead has certainly had its ups and downs over the years. It's had its good seasons, it's had its great seasons, and it's had its really, really bad seasons. I'm looking at you, Season 8. But with every TV show, there comes a point where it absolutely peaks in quality. For Breaking Bad, it was episode 514, Ozymandias. For Avatar The Last Airbender, it was Avatar Aang, the series finale. For Daredevil, it was basically all of Season 3. And for The Walking Dead, it was absolutely 100% episode 1022, Here's Negan. Holy fucking shit. Without exaggeration, this is probably one of the best episodes of a TV show that I have ever seen. And I still am in complete disbelief at how good it actually was. I never thought I'd see the day where The Walking Dead has Breaking Bad level quality writing. It feels kind of surreal, but to be honest, I think with Here's Negan, they did it. Like, this is a really good episode, you guys. I think the thing I appreciated the most about this was that it was a filler episode. Yes, the past 6 episodes have basically all been filler, including this one, but it didn't feel like one. The story is written and directed and acted so well that you're completely invested in it from minute 1. So the story behind this is, these most recent 6 episodes take place after the Season 10 finale, after the main storyline of Season 10 is over, and they did this to give fans something new to watch while the pandemic is sorted through and it's safe enough to start filming Season 11, which, by the way, is going to be the last season of the show. And the 5 episodes that they released before this one, admittedly, were not that great. There was an episode with Daryl that was okay. It sort of explores what he was up to during the time jump between the time that Rick disappeared and where the show is currently at now. And then there was an episode with this new character, Princess, that was terrible. It was absolute dog shit. This one, despite being filler, actually felt necessary. It actually had a cohesive narrative, had good pacing, good characters, and it had an arc for Negan that actually made sense. You don't condone his actions at all, but yet you completely understand why he did these things, and you get to explore just how broken this guy is inside. One of the reasons the narrative works so well on screen is actually because of the acting. I think this is the best I've ever seen of Jeffrey D. Morgan, and I haven't seen Hilary Burton Morgan in anything else, but she was also fucking phenomenal. They're a real-life couple outside of the show, and that chemistry between them translates extremely well. You really care about these two characters' relationship, and that is absolutely essential to the plot, because it makes Negan that much more relatable. And if you think about it, it also adds a lot more context to why he did certain things, or said certain things in previous seasons. You really feel for this guy, and you completely understand what he went through, and you feel so sorry for why he adopted all these unhealthy coping mechanisms years after what eventually happens to him. And there are so many moments throughout this episode that just tug at your heartstrings. There's a really effective use of the song You Are So Beautiful by Joe Cocker, and it had me in tears. I was crying like a baby during that scene. In fact, that scene was actually so moving that when Negan eventually becomes the Negan that we all know and hate, it actually feels kind of cathartic. You not only empathize with what he eventually does at the end of the episode, but you're kind of rooting for him in this strange way. And I think that's why I enjoyed this episode so much. It takes a special story to twist the way you see a certain character that you've known a certain way for so long. You feel like after a certain amount of time that nothing can change the way you see someone. But again, that's what's so powerful about this episode, is all it takes is the right story. And you don't condone Negan's actions, once again, but you definitely sympathize with him. So yeah, that's my thoughts on The Walking Dead episode Here's Negan. As I said, the best episode of The Walking Dead so far. I think if you have a chance, you should definitely check it out. And you should also check out the rest of Season 10, well, at least the first 16 episodes, and then you can skip over to Here's Negan. Because aside from those 5 episodes that I talked about, this season has actually been really good so far. Another episode that I really enjoyed this season was episode 16, the finale of the season, because holy shit, that was satisfying. But yeah, if any of you guys have stopped watching The Walking Dead, I completely understand why. I understand that stepping back and looking at the narrative as a whole, it's very disjointed. They killed off Carl. The treatment of the characters isn't always great. They killed off Carl. And there's also a lot of filler episodes that don't really add much to the story. They killed off Carl. But the show, I think, has found a new and interesting direction to go in. It's certainly found its footing in recent seasons, especially after they killed off Carl. In any case, if you've seen the episode, I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Did you like it? Did you not like it? And how hard did you cry in the scene with Joe Cocker? Because you did. You did. And if you didn't, then what are you, a psycho? As always, guys, be sure to like and subscribe. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Diego and my chocolate cake shake here at Cinemageddon Reviews. And I'll see you on the wasteland.